Good afternoon. In today's video, I'm going to be using a basket full of makeup that my son picked out for me. My husband picks my makeup a week or two ago maybe, and my boys thought it looked like fun, so I have one of their baskets here, so we're going to be going through all those products today, doing a full face. Same thing with that video. There was no instruction besides pick one of these, one of these, one of these. Had I let them go just pick what they wanted, I probably would have ended up with, like, you know, 3 eyeshadow palettes and 5 lipsticks or something. So I do give instruction on each section of product, but other than that, they had free reign, and you'll start to see a theme probably in the things that he has picked out here. They're, you know, pretty bright, pretty cute packaging, things like that. So we're just going to go ahead and get started and put our makeup on for today with a full face that my son picked out. We're going to start by pinning the hair out of the face. I normally put it up all the way, but I recently got one of these little clips. So we'll see if I can take it with just being out of my face like this. I feel like it's going to bother me. And I tried to pick a more neutral colored shirt because I do have some pretty bright products to work with today. To start, I'm actually going to prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot. He did not pick this. This is the only eyeshadow primer I'm using right now, so this was kind of this was the choice. So I will say I've really been liking this. It is nothing like the e.l.f. one, which was very, very dry. This is like perfect for my skin tone. It goes on really nicely. The first pick was the Revlon Photo Ready Primer, the pore reducing primer. This is very old. I've not used this in a while. I'm probably gonna have to, yeah, there's that little crunchy part. I am almost done with this though. I don't know if you can tell like how far down this really is. It's like right here. So I kind of feel like this should be panned at some point. You know, I feel like I could really finish this. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over my face. I normally would use this in combination with another primer and like put this in the T-zone and something else all over the face. But since it's the one he picked, it's the one we're going to use. I do have another basket to use too that one of my other sons picked out. But there's actually a clip of him picking it out. He was very excited, wanted to be in the video, so yeah, this one did not. He was like, nope, that's cool. I'll just pick them and move along. Next, we're going to put on some eyebrows, and we have the e.l.f. Instant Lift in Taupe. This is a very good, very basic eyebrow pencil. It's a really good texture. It's not that like pomade feel, but it's also soft enough where you don't feel like you're ripping your brow hairs out. The only bad thing about this pencil though is it tends to roll back down as I use it. Like it's just kind of like this is so loose right here that, you know, barely any pressure rolls it back into the tube. It's okay. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but okay. Feeling pretty good having both brows on. My previous video, go watch that. I only had one eyebrow done, so tune into that to find out why. Okay. Oh, I forgot to use I was going to use my setting mist to like start, but I guess we'll use that to set today. For brow gel, I have the e.l.f. Electric Mood, like brow soap type thing. So I'm going to, well, actually I'll spray this with my dewy mist. There we go. I actually really like this like brow soap from them. I also have the spoolie that came with it, but I can't find it anywhere. So who knows what I've done with it. I do think this is a product you can go overboard with, so be cautious. Like I really like it, but I don't have to use much. I feel like this is gonna last literally forever, because it works on like the first go, and if I try to go in with more, you know, if I'm like, oh, let me do a little more, it can kind of make them look white, so use with caution. On to foundation. He picked the Cover FX Natural Finish foundation in P30. I've probably only used this once, maybe twice since I've had it, so that's one of the things I like about doing this, is just having somebody else be like, here, use it. You know? I'm just gonna go easy, like gently. Try a sponge first. This is my e.l.f. Flawless Face Sponge, Full Finish Sponge, I don't know, whatever it's called. Try a brush for a minute. See if I can get a little bit of coverage over these spots here. It doesn't say anything about sunscreen on this, but it kind of smells like it. Ooh, that's sitting really nicely though. Very smooth. I will admit I've gotten a lot of TJ Maxx Cover FX products lately, and I have liked most of them. And then we'll just tap back over everything with the sponge here. And this looks really good. That's a really good shade match too. It looked a little pinky orangey in the tube, but nice medium coverage. Not mad about that. Onto concealer, we're going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. He picked one and I said, you gotta pick both of those. They're not the right shades for me. This is in light neutral, this is in fair warm. Light neutral I could probably wear on its own. It's a little bit warm. And then this is the fair warm, which is like, look at that difference. So I'm only gonna put that there. Like a couple taps of that. I think I'm gonna use a brush first to blend this out. Oh, I didn't even put it on my chin. That's okay, we'll go back in. It's nice coverage. This is definitely one that is more dry under the eyes, which is not something I go for a lot anymore. It's amazing the difference like a year in your age makes. For me anyway, like I feel like this year I was like, all these products stopped looking good. My preferences started changing this year, you know. I started opting for more moisturizing products. I'll go with a little bit of the darker one on the chin. Tell you what, that part of me does not hold on to makeup at all, ever. I don't know why. Like what is different about the skin on my chin? I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the NYX Stay Matte Not Flat. And I'm just gonna put this everywhere with a fluffy brush. And I'll set the under eye a little bit with it. I really don't think I'm gonna need much of it. I feel like the Urban Decay is gonna set on its own, you know? It is the all-nighter. That Cover FX foundation is supposed to be a natural finish, so I don't feel like we need a ton of powder, but I am going to set in the T-zone. Okay, so there was our powder. For, we'll go to contour, I guess. He picked the Shade and Light palette. Now, I'm going to remind myself out loud before I even use this. This is very, very powdery. It's very loosely pressed into this pan. Like, it's really pretty, very loosely pressed. I suppose I could have used this for my under eye powder if I wanted to. Just going to take a little bit of this contour down the sides of the nose. Stray little hairs all over my face today. I'm gonna go back in with that powder brush across the top of the nose just to make sure there's nothing too harsh there in the center. For bronzer, he picked the Too Faced Hot Cocoa. Look how cute that is. It It looks like hot cocoa on the inside. I'm gonna go around the hairline with this. It smells like cocoa. All right, on to blush. We're nicely bronzed. Going to go into the Becca Sunsetter palette. I know I've only used this one time. Here's what this looks like. I could have used this for bronzer as well, but he picked it for blush. So I'm going to use like these two. Maybe even that one. And Calypso Coral. It's just this face palette, so we'll see if it's blushy enough for us. It's very shimmery though. It looks like a highlighter. My dog has entered the room and she is making it known. I'm trying to keep in mind the rest of the things that he's picked out. And I have, you know, a funky colored eyeliner. I have some very colorful lipstick. So I'm trying to kind of see what'll go together. Make a little bit of a cohesive look here. I might actually grab a dab of this bronzer in here and go over the cheek. Let's see if that does anything for us. I don't want it to look too muddy, but on top of this already highlighted cheek, we're gonna go in with the Marc Jacobs Cherry highlighter in Guilty. This is a little dark for me, so basically it's the same like tone as the blush, honestly. But I do like it as a highlighter. Again, I don't know how much it's really going to show as a highlight on all of this. Yeah, you can definitely see it on the forehead. We'll have to blend that in. I'm actually going to take my powder brush, like my small one, over the forehead where I put that. And kind of dial it down a bit. It's very glowy. I don't mind it. I like it. I've been more into that lately. I've said before my skin doesn't like it with all the texture and stuff, but I like the way that it looks a little bit healthy, a little bit fresh. So, okay, before we do the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and set my face with the Anastasia Dewy set. He liked it because he thought they were peaches. I think it's mangoes, but that's why this was picked. I am going to do this before I put on my eye makeup just because it's a dewy one and I don't want it to crease or, you know, smudge anything. So we'll see. The mister on here is really, really nice. And it smells good. It definitely smells like peaches. I guess it smells like mangoes, but I definitely smell like peach rings. I will probably end up powdering the center of my face one more time before it's all said and done, but we'll see. Maybe we'll like it like this. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I have the lips and the eyes left to do. Everything next to me is very, very colorful, but I have I have one eyeshadow palette and a glitter palette, so I'm gonna dig out my glitter glue. And in terms of lips, I only have one lip liner, one lipstick, and one lip gloss. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with those, and we'll kind of see where the rest of this takes us. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the lips since I only have one thing to choose, and then we'll try to coordinate the eyes to go with it. So I have the Essence Stay Put Lip Liner in You and Me Ship, a bright red. So let's start with that. Okay, so there's that bright red. Now he picked this MAC lipstick in Healthy, Wealthy, and Thriving, and then he picked this. I said, do you even want to know what color this lipstick is? And he goes, no, it doesn't matter. So needless to say, this is not the same color, but it is red. So it's a like deeper red shade. So I guess that's good. At least it kind of goes. Sounds like a MAC lipstick. Oh, this is brighter than I thought. That matches almost perfectly. That looks so pretty. Wow. I feel like this was darker the last time I wore it, but what do I know, apparently. Okay, there's that. I do think I'm going to wait to put the gloss on. It's just like the hot cocoa gloss. So it should just be, you know, barely a color, but I think I'm going to wait to put that on so I don't like run my arm through it or get my hair caught in it. So before we start the eyes, I'm going to go back into this NYX powder and just go right here. Okay, so now we need to come up with an eye look that matches this red lip. And the eyeshadow palette he picked out was the Fruity Pebbles, of course, because it looks like a little cereal box. Here's what the inside of this looks like. So it's got a little bit of everything. We can make it work absolutely with this red lip. So I'm not worried about that. We also have the SpongeBob and Hip Dot glitter palette. There's that. And those are gorgeous. And we can definitely work some of those in. And an orange eyeliner to go with all of this. So definitely warm orange tones on the eyes will go really well with this lip. So it's going to work out perfectly, it seems. Not the biggest fan of Makeup Revolution eyeshadows. I've used this one once. I used it when I got it. And it's Makeup Revolution. It's always the same and it's always meh for me. That's just how I feel about it. But this is adorable, so I'm going to use it. All right, we're going to start. I think we're going to just go into Wilma, which is the orange shade here. And then we'll probably just, I guess we'll go full on and go into the red down here. So we're going to dip into the orange and red first. Okay, so I'm going to take a fluffy brush into Wilma, which is that bright orange. These are pretty firmly pressed in the pan. They have little spoons on them. They're cute. All right, we've got a pretty nice orange crease set up there. We're going to go into the red, which is the shade Fruity. Woo! That is red. Let's blend that through the crease. Probably didn't need to go this matchy-matchy, but I'm not going to just use all the neutrals and not have fun with it. Speaking of Makeup Revolution, have we heard anything else that's going on with them and BH Cosmetics? I'm curious. By curious, I mean terrified. Also kind of hoping though that they bought them and they're like, hey, let us have your formulas and such. You know, maybe they'll switch to the BH quality. That would be cool, huh? I'm going to use the same brush that I have the red on. I'm going to wipe it off a little bit. And I'm going to go back into that orange, the Wilma shade. Put that here. I don't feel like there's anything really to like deepen this up with. Like there's not really a darker kind of shade. So I might just take a little bit more of the red in the corner. And then we'll just go from there. I think we'll dip into the glitters then and we'll see what we can come up with. And I think once we choose a glitter, then I'll decide what I want to do on the lower lash line. Okay, so I think this is as far as we're going to go with the eyes at the moment. I'm going to pick up my glitter palette here. We're going to look at this. My favorite glitter in here is this one in the center. Oh, so good. There's an orangey one here, and then there's like the yellow. Okay, I think what I'm going to do here, on the first half of my lid, I'm going to put down some glitter glue. I've actually not been using glitter primer because I've been testing out the paint pot. Okay, just making sure we get that all over. This lipstick color is actually really, really pretty. I did expect it to be more like a brick, like a really deep red, but I am pleasantly surprised. Also trying to make sure I get this above the crease. I just want it all to be covered. Okay, going into the glitter. I'm actually going to use the same brush I was just using and see if I can pick, oh, that's getting tacky. Lid just stuck together. See if I can pick these up on this. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. Okay. I'm going to start with the orange. Ah, way too much. I don't know, I'm not loving. Well, I guess it's working with this. I feel like the glitter is almost a little bit see-through. Take this small brush here. Like I kind of wish I'd put down a base underneath. Like continued on with the orange or something. I don't know. Applying glitters. Weird. It's moving around a lot. Like when I go to dab into it, it's like smooshing it. Am I making any sense to anyone? Okay, we're gonna put some on the other eye. So I'm gonna dab it. Let's see. Like it. See it kind of scooch around. Like it almost looks flaky, but it's not. Every other time I've used this, it's creased on me. So we'll see how it goes today. I'm gonna try with my finger. I'm also just kind of pushing it back into the pan as I'm doing it. Too much. Oh no. No, 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 no. I'm gonna try to flake that off a little bit. I think now I'm actually going to grab for the purple up here in the corner. I don't know, I just feel like I want to use that. It has like a gold reflect in it. I kind of want to put that on the center. It's kind of like a warm purple. May not have needed this color as well, but here we are. Okay. Want to blend those two together. What do we think? See, I feel like it's really sheer glitter. Like I needed to put something underneath of it, like a color, before I put it down. But I didn't, and now I'm regretting it. It's fine. Moving on. I'm going to go back into my Pebbles palette and take the brush with the red. I'm just going to go over the edge here. Then I'm going to take, there's a purple shade in the corner that says Sweet. Makes me think of the movie Dude, Where's My Car? What does mine say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. It's amazing how some of those things you can remember that you saw. Oh my gosh, what year did that come out? You know, like 2001. Can't remember anything from yesterday. Remember all the lines to that, you know? Why? Why? Important, valuable life information. Okay, now since I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and take this. Here's the shade. This shade on the lower lash line as well. Like I said, I was curious where I was going to go. I didn't know. I have the orange eyeliner. I think that'll go with the purple as well. Does it look like I use a Fruity Pebbles palette on my eyes? I feel like it does. Which is what I wanted. I wanted to play. I wanted to just do something fun. Okay. And since I have this palette out, there is a white shimmer. It's called Milk. I'm going to put that on the inner corner. That is very milky. Take some of the shade Bowl above that. It's kind of like a pinky shimmer, just to kind of dial that back. Blend it a little bit in with what's around it. I think I'm going to go back into the glitter palette, into the, oh, there's actual names on these. The Shiny Shell shade. And push this just right along the front part. See how it's like separating already? It's kind of what happened to me last time. And then I went over it, I think I went over it then with like a real shadow, kind of tapped it on to add some color. So let's try that. Let's go into this orange one. Actually, I'm gonna go in the shade Fred. It's kind of this like orangey. Fred and Cherry. They look the same colors as glitter. I'm just going to pat that over the top. And this is what I don't love about Makeup Revolution eyeshadows. The shimmers are like hard pan already. Okay, is that adding anything? I'm going to take the shade Sweet and Charge It, which are those purples, and add those over that purple glitter in the center. So I don't necessarily want the glitter to go away, I just want to add color. Okay, I think that got me a little closer to where I want to be with this. I feel like it's a little more opaque. You can still see the glitter, but I went over the top, which I should have gone underneath the glitter. I will know for next time. I need to put down a regular shadow before I put down that. Okay, now that we are like all over the place right now with this, I feel like it looks like a lot, but I kind of love that, so I don't know. I'm not mad. I kind of like it. He picked out the LA Girls Shockwave eyeliner. Oh, excuse me, this is a lip liner in Outrage, but it's with my eyeliners. It's a bright orange. Putting this in the waterline. I love when a good eyeliner brings it all back, all together. Now, this is definitely an instance where I should have done my eyes before my face. You can see like I have some massive like fall out on my face. So we'll get rid of that here in a minute. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge and just kind of tap over everything. Looks fine. Okay, on to liquid liner. I have the NYX Epic ink, and this is in black. You ever have those days where you feel like the hoods on your eyes are like literally worse than they were the day before? That's how I'm feeling today. Okay, going to reapply the orange eyeliner just to emphasize that. Yeah, I got glitter all over my face. I feel like that's to be expected when you use glitter. It's just gonna happen. All right, I'm gonna curl my lashes. And for mascara, we have the CoverGirl Clump Crusher and the CoverGirl Super Sizer. This is literally one of those products you have to read the directions on to figure out how to operate this thing. Or you're just gonna twist it in a circle. All right, we're gonna add some of this Clump Crusher over the top of everything. Okay, this eyelash combo is not my favorite thing. I think they're both a little too dry. They both have like the spiky wands. Definitely not my preference. I really prefer the Essence ones now. So as I'm using these products again, I'm like, these may be about time to go, you know? Which is a really fun part of having someone else pick your makeup, because I know I always go for the Essence ones. So I've not used these in a little bit. So, you know, it kind of makes you pull back out things that you're like, oh, I don't really like that anymore. The final choice was the Christmas Cocoa Lip Gloss from Too Faced. And this is one of the lip injection. It smells like chocolate. Let's see. Be very careful with this. I don't want to get it anywhere else. I bought this with the bronzer. I wouldn't have picked this up separately. The lip injections aren't my favorite. So I don't mind a plumping gloss, but these are like real plumping glosses. All right, let's pull the hair down here. Down, not out. And let's have a look. Now for the base products, I really liked most of these. The foundation was really nice. The blush, I definitely feel like I wanted a little more color. This is a lot of glow, but the Fruity Pebbles palette is better than I remember it being. You know, the mattes at least. The shimmers, a little lackluster always in Makeup Revolution in my opinion. The lashes a little bit spikier than normal, so not the best. But in this Hip Dot SpongeBob glitter, these are just very creasy glitters. So that is it for today's video. My lips are on fire from the lip injections now. Thank you, Sun, for picking out some palettes and some makeup for me. It looks really nice. I feel really good. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.